Okay, guys, I'm going to be visually explaining, or I guess explaining using visuals, geez, what God is. Okay, so this is us. This is a person, and this is another person, and this is another person, and all these people have the goal of going forward through time and their endeavors as human beings. That's basically it. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to go this way. And if you feel yourself going this way or this way, and if you feel yourself going backwards, see, this is backwards, right? This one's backwards, and this is away from the ideal. Two different deviations, but deviations nonetheless. If you feel yourself in any one of those directions, this is when you get anxious and things like that. And this is when you kind of, let me fucking do this again. When you do that, you get anxious, and your soul and your unconscious mind kind of yearns to return to this ideal. If you end up over here for whatever reason, let's say you fall victim to demonhood, and that could be anything, partying, casual sex, and that's okay because you're a human being and that's what happens. But if you fall victim to any demonhood or sin, you end up kind of over here. And then the way to fix that, to fix a lot of the problems in your life that you think are unfixable, is to return to baseline with everybody else, or at least where they should be. And of course, there's people that are fucking way over here. And the worst thing you could do is, meet one of these people and have them bring you over here, or worse, over here. If you end up over here, this is when people kill themselves sometimes. It's because they fucking, it's difficult to go back. Like, the further you go, you know what I mean? If you end up way over here, dude, it gets harder and harder to go back the further you deviate from the mean. And so when people over here come over here, there are general improvements. People are happier, there's more authenticity and things like that. And the energy is just better wherever the gathering of these human beings is. You know what I mean? If it's online, in person, anywhere, it doesn't really matter. Like, the more people are here. Okay, so let's define this arrow again. So this is God, right? And this is the good and natural progression. So this means that things that are bad, right, or unnatural are against God. Now, are things that are unnatural bad? Not necessarily. For example, I don't think gay marriage is bad, but it's unnatural. So that means, is it against God? Well, technically, yes. Do I hate gay people? No. Do I think that it is an unnatural state of sexuality? Sure. Are there certain men that I think are attractive? Yeah. Would I fuck them? Probably not. I don't know. I've never been put in that situation. Who the fuck knows? I don't give a fuck. But the point is, this is what it is. Am I still recording? Yes. This is what it is. Okay, so let's erase this. Okay, so what is your job as a human? You kind of spawn over here. You spawn like here because you're influenced by the world. Okay, you're influenced by the fucking world, and you end up you don't spawn right with everybody else, really. I mean, well, I guess that's kind of the question. I don't think you do. I think, okay, let's say this is true. Let me just come up with this on the fly real quick. Sorry. Okay, so maybe you do spawn here, right? But you're brought by nothing of your own choice over here inevitably. I think that's definitely true, right? So you don't spawn here, but ending up here is inevitable. And so your job as a human is to consciously work to get back here. This is where you should be. And keep in mind, most of the population is over here, by the way. They're outside. They're off kilter. And so it can be very tempting to end up with them. But you fucking just can't. You can't. And I know you it's like, well, I'd lose so many people. It's like, are these even people? Okay? There are people here. And I know they can be hard to locate sometimes. You know what I mean? They can be hard to distinguish. And that just comes with experience, I think. Now, so what is the world issue? This is so much easier with drawing. Damn, this is so fucking easy. Okay, so this is the issue. The issue is if we are pressed through this, you know, keep in mind this doesn't really exist. This is kind of just forward eternity, you know what I mean? You want to end up here. Up there somewhere. Anyways. Well, I guess this isn't real either. And so there's no beginning and there's no end, right? So this is just a forward arrow. Does that make sense? There's no beginning, no end. There is a forward arrow. There's a forward arrow. That's what we exist on. And so this is basically life. Life is kind of trying to align yourself with good and natural progression as much as possible. As much as possible. As much as humanly possible. That's the goal. And that requires sacrificing certain things that keep you over here sometimes. And I did one of those today. And so that's why I'm making this video, is because like I feel, it feels like I've defeated a demon, literally is what that feels like. It feels like, and when I say that, it's like, it feels like I've defeated something that was plaguing my soul that I didn't have control over. Or at least I believed I didn't. And it turns out I did. And thank God for that. So yeah, man. I think this was a pretty decent video. It's like, right? Yeah. Boom. What else do I need to explain now that I have this pen? This is sick. It's a sick upgrade. This fucking sweet ass pen. Yeah. Here's another thing I think. I think that the easiest way to destroy a nation from the inside out is to have lollipops and whistles and things like that over here that look really good, that bring people over here. So let's say I wanted to destroy a nation systematically over time. I would get people to misalign. I would get people to, you know what I'm saying, like misalign on purpose from this area here. Does that make sense? I would get them on purpose to remove themselves. Thus, this line would become squiggly, and the nation would erode from the inside out as the souls of the people in it are eaten alive by themselves. That's how you destroy a nation. And so there's a lot of different ways to do that. Completely different video. If you have any questions about what I'm saying or it doesn't make sense, I will clarify in the comments of this video. I will clarify anything that I'm saying. I know I'm speaking very abstract and making a lot of generalizations, but that's the way you have to talk about spiritual warfare. It's very difficult to be kind of meticulous in the way that I'm describing these things and naming them. So yeah, still recording, cool. So yeah, this is the goal of the enemies. And so we call this energy in general the devil. Okay? That's what we call it. Well, I guess it's kind of like down here, but you get what I'm fucking trying to say. This is the devil. That's what we personify it as. And that's what we call it. And so, we give it horns, you make it red or whatever. And then it's the devil and shit, and it's bad and it's not good, basically. And that's kind of what this is this energy. And this can be intentionally advertised, again, to deter people from this goal here. I really do hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. It makes sense to me. Again, first time using the iPad, I'll clarify any questions.